Alright. Live looks like. Hello everybody. Welcome to what is going to be my submission video for Fan Game Marathon 2024. I am Zimu, and today we are playing Stepmania. So Stepmania is a DDR sort of freeware fan game. There's many different versions of it. In the Groove, Project Outfox, they're all kind of the same, or like different forks of Stepmania. And there's a 4-panel dance pad game based off of Dance Dance Revolution. I might use different names for it interchangeably. It's all kind of just DDR to me. Yeah, I prepared a playlist for all of you, so let's get into it. So I'm going to start with an original DDR song, iconic, and we will sort of go into some other, fan-made charts afterwards. So yeah, let's get to it. What you can do, this is a regular DDR thing, but you can change your scroll speed. Lots of people like to go faster. I only go a little bit faster for some songs. I'm not super experimental, but it usually makes it easier to read faster. Alright, so this is Afronova, an iconic old arcade DDR song. It's pretty simple, because it was sort of before any of the fancy stuff got made. The premise of this game is pretty basic. There's these arrows. Scroll onto the screen, and you want to step on them when they reach the top. In time with the music, okay, with lots of interesting patterns that sort of start simple and get as complex as you want them to be. So between some of the songs, I might stop and talk a bit, hydrate. Some of the songs are easier than the others. So yeah, this is sort of a very basic, bare bones, just notes to music song. One of the things that Stepmania and one of the main forks is In the Groove. In the Groove introduced a lot of tech, they call it. So DDR, basic. You see the notes, you step on them. In the Groove, tech is a lot of unintuitive ways to hit notes and to chart notes to make, make them more interesting and sort of more, less beginner friendly and more for the hardcore people. I'm not super big into In the Groove tech, but it does have a place. It can be fun. So this next chart is literally designed to show off In the Groove tech.
Select option.
it has text on the screen that will explain it, but I will also try to explain it. It doesn't explain it, it tells what it is. I will try to explain it. So yeah. Let's go.
Are you ready?
So, you might notice that I have 2 feet. So you would think there would only ever be 2 arrows that show up at one time.
Grab my heart.
This piece of tech is called a bracket, where it expects you to use your foot and cross over the bracket.
You move smoothly.
And hit multiple notes. You usually have to mod your pad to do it. I haven't, so it's tough for me. Okay, so these are jacks. When you hit multiple notes of the same in a row. Different sort of versions, taps, double taps, jacks, all the kind of the same thing. These are streams where you
move
kind of just hit
smoothly.
notes, like 16th notes in a row. Crossovers make you cross over the middle to
Okay.
hit, to keep like alternating left, right. Flams are sort of just the same as jumps, but they're a little displaced. These are foot switches.
Grab my heart.
They make you sort of alternate, like a gallop to hit the notes.
Yes.
Side switches were after that, which is just a different kind of foot switch. This is a hold switch, where it like makes you hold one note, but makes it so you want to switch which note is like anchoring the hold to hit the other notes. So you have to like replant your foot. Not this. We're not gonna like have a test on this. I just want to like get these terms out in the air. I might talk about some of them in some of the other charts. Not a big deal, but that's sort of like the cool stuff you can do is like, oh, you'd think, you know, the right foot is reserved for the right arrow, but nope, crossovers, sometimes you're intended to hit it with the left foot. All right. So before we get into the next song, I just want to get into a bit of my history. When I was just a lad, I was a video game kid. I wasn't really in shape. I found video games pretty early, and that kept me from going outside and exercising. So one day, at the local comic shop where I played cards, a friend was playing on the Dance Dance Revolution arcade machine. And he got us all into it, and it kind of bridged the gap for me between, you know, being able to play video games still, but also exercising. Like, I was one of the slowest kids. You know, when we ran like the mile, I was always like very, very slow. Not the slowest, but, you know, up there with the slowest kids in the class. And around middle schoolish, when I got into DDR, I noticed like minutes falling off my mile time. Not doing like other sports or anything else, just dancing. And you know, because of that, this game sort of holds a very special place in my heart, which, you know, probably beats a lot better now because of the exercise I give it with this game. Other than that, I did have a DDR competition in my high school, and I won that senior and junior year. So, you know, bit of a formative game for me, DDR. but we will continue the Zemu Chronicles later. I don't want to get too much into it right now. But yeah, we're going to go on to the next chart, which is another sort of original DDR. Growing up, I had the PlayStation games, Max and Max 2, Extreme, another one called Konamix, which I don't have right now, and this song was on. This song's also in I Wanna Be the Guy. You might know it from there. Lots of iconic Radius sections. And you'll notice that this is a 9. That is because it's using the DDR, so it's also a 9. It's using the old DDR rating systems on DDR-A, which is one of the newer ones. It is a 13. Not that those really mean anything to you, but they sort of had to make the numbers go higher as they started making songs harder. So it's the same song, it's just
Are you ready?
sometimes the numbers don't. And it's a little annoying when you pick up a chart in this game, you have no idea which system it's on, which rating system it's on, but you figure out. You might be noticing that these arrows aren't like the normal colors. So the arrows in this game are coded for which part of the beat they land on, like if they're 16th notes, 8th notes, or something in between. It helps you sort of parse the notes as you go. It sort of lets you know at a glance that these are all going to be slightly syncopated swing notes.
Yes.
There are, of course, some visual challenge gimmicks that either get rid of this entirely or make it wrong, or other things like that. But for the most part, they're there to help you.
Marvelous.
Whew. All right. So this next song is part of a pack that I downloaded. It's called the VTuber Pad Pack 2. So the VTuber Pad Packs are organized by WRSW, who made the chart that showed off all the tech. He's a prolific. Is that the word? He does a lot of charts, makes a lot of packs, and gets other community members to do so as well. This next chart will have been made by someone named G-Pop, who makes a bunch of other packs, but it was in the VTuber Pad Pack. These names aren't going to be on the test either. Just, credit where credit's due. First off, you can see all these mines. You don't want to step on those, though they're going to turn into notes. It's one of those visual gimmicks I mentioned. Also, see how it's stopped, but not really? This is a tempo change gimmick. Tempo changing is one of my pet peeves in this game. A lot of people do it for sort of cheap difficulty. Makes you sort of have to memorize the song. I have literally thousands of songs and a very bad memory, so I kind of don't find myself redoing songs or remembering them when I get back to them. This track also has some tech that wasn't in that other part, Slap. Where it makes you move 3 feet again. You can hit that with a bracket, but I wanted to show off the slap. There might be a different name for it, I don't know. I mostly picked this chart because I like the song and it has exactly 1 slap, which is the right amount. Like I said, I have 2 feet, not 3. Kinda don't like when the game insists that I have 3. Oh, did I mention what the mines do? The mines are shock arrows. If you step on them, it's bad. So you don't step on these. So like it lowers my score. Not my score, but my meter, I guess.
Fantastic.
Oftentimes they're used to indicate certain kinds of tech, but sometimes they're just there to be obstacles. So yeah. They're another bit of tech that I don't really like. They weren't in original DDR. I think they did eventually get into the games, but their thing is not dancing when I want to dance. Let's hydrate real quick. Whew. All right. So the next song is gonna be Bad Apple. We all know this song. We all hopefully love this song. It's a good song. I'll use the keyboard if I have to. Why am I
Are you ready?
Alright, so this chart I believe is from a DDR-A version.
Sweating, huh?
It has the background, like the music video. There you see one of those stops out in time with the music. But if you don't know it's coming, you might step and then miss the first note. A little funny haha. I have like several versions of this song. Most of a couple Toho pad packs that have this song or different remixes of it, because there are several remixes of this song. Maybe should have showed off more like Stepmania original and fan-made charts, but I do think the music video of this is very iconic. Here we see a tempo change. That is one of the tricky things with the tempo set. Because you can change the scroll speed before the song, but it lasts for the whole song. because the tempo is really fast and then gets really slow, you kind of have to pick between not being able to react to the fast parts because it scrolls so fast, and not being able to read the slow parts because they're just so clumped together. I think most people who play this game have better reaction speed than I do. They prefer to have fast scrolling, but I tend to prefer slow scrolling. Among other things that I prefer, you might notice that I'm standing up and don't have a bar behind me. I tend to play with no bar because I don't own a bar. Most of the good players at this game will have a bar, and it kind of just changes the way the game's played. Originally the bar was meant for like a safety thing, but once people figured out that you could lean on the bar and it like just kind of makes you way better at everything, yeah, kind of change, like In the Groove and stuff like that kind of just runs with it and makes the charts really ridiculous, and it sort of forces you to use the bar. There's a bunch of like official DDR songs that, you know, while they sort of don't recognize it, definitely intend for you to use the bar. It's part of the game, but you know, if you're like me and I mostly do this for exercise, so I would prefer to get better, but I'm not out here trying to be the best of the best. So I don't worry about the bar, at least for right now. But yeah, let's return to my story before we move on to the next song. So I was playing DDR up until high school. Then I went to college, and it was at college that I first found Stepmania. Someone on my dorm room floor, there's like a whole group of kids that just played a bunch of Stepmania. And you would think that would be where I actually got into it, but that's not the case. I'm super introverted, so I was dragged there by a close friend, and he made me, introduce myself, and I played a song, and I said thank you, and I left. But I did learn about it, and I didn't get super into it because when you get out of college, find your parents have taken apart your basement video game setup and turned it into a knitting room or whatever it is they do, and it became less easy to play DDR, and that sort of continued. It's a type of game that's very loud. If you have downstairs neighbors, roommates, it just kind of doesn't work. So yeah, I put DDR on hold for several years. Ended up getting a desk job, and all the fitness that I had kind of eroded. But I eventually was able to get my first house, and part of the reason why I did that is because I wanted to play DDR again. So that's when I got into Stepmania proper, about 2 years ago. Right now I'm on day 599. Playing Stepmania every day. So yeah, I'd say we're back and enjoying it. It's definitely, in part, getting back was to get back into shape, that I used to be in. And if you're looking for a fun way to sort of get in shape, that's echoes from the first part of my life to now. It's sort of why I wanted to get back into it. It's just like the best way to just do a little bit of cardio every day. All right, that's enough yapping about me. Let's get to the next song. All right. So this is an original DDR song as well. And the interesting thing about this song is it's going to have those crossovers I talked about basically everywhere. But this song predates crossovers as tech. It's just a really old song. And they intended for you to do this type of thing. It's actually just in the tutorial for how to hit this. But it's just the perfect chart for practicing crossovers. It's also one of the classic songs that I remember. Yeah, it has lots of good tech to show off. Jacks.
Absolutely wonderful.
Because, you know, all these tech things weren't really like things someone sat down and
You move smoothly.
made up in a lab, you know, they were just like parts of the original charts that people liked, and then people expanded on them.
Grab my heart. Sweat, huh?
Got a little
Sweat.
offbeat there.
Good job.
So yeah. Alright. Pretty sure that's the last arcade DDR chart. Alright. So this next song is Disappearance of Hatsune Miku.
Select music.
Another love trap song that's famous by fan games or famous in fan games. It's definitely famous, but hey. This one has some tech in it, and it's, you know, fan game adjacent song. I wanted to show it off. I think this is actually DDR A. So remember the freeze change, or I forget what they call it. It's called a freeze switch. So what's gonna happen is gonna make me like put my right foot down. Not right there, but it's coming up. It's gonna make me put my right foot down and make it convenient to use my right foot. So you gotta like switch the foot on. Sorry to get a little bit inaccurate. With some of my steps.
Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
And the thing to note about some of this tech, right, like like super slow speeds, you don't really have to do it.
You're doing pretty good.
Like most of the reasons why you do tech is because it's too fast to not do it.
You're not an ordinary fella.
And with like the freeze switch in particular, if you just like anticipate that you want to start on the wrong foot, you can skip it
You're
because
not an ordinary fella.
like the chart leads you like left, right, and then, you know, you gotta use your right
Good
foot
job.
again. But if you just like know to go like left, left, then you can do whatever it is you need to do. Not a good example because you wouldn't not want to use your right foot. But anyway, let's say you go left, up. Then you want to hit your right foot. If you just know left, up, you can skip it. And a lot of you know, foot switches type things, if they're just slow enough, they're just notes. Anyway, let's move on. So this next song is from the Vocaloid Pad Pack. A lot of Vocaloid songs. Most of my packs, I've got, you know, some of the official games, a bunch of Toho packs, some VTuber packs, Vocaloid packs, some that aren't really well named. But anyway. So yeah, this song. Who knows this song from one fan game in particular? I guess that's a medley game, so it's from, you know, all the fan games it's from. The Rose Gear song, Anti-the-Holic.
You did great. Absolutely wonderful.
The song doesn't have
Absolutely wonderful.
too much in the ways of explicit tech.
You move smoothly.
I mostly picked it because I kind of like the song, like the chart.
Okay.
And it sort of fit the theme of
Absolutely wonderful.
Reggae Marathon.
You're not an ordinary
I will say that at the end of the song, I don't know if I gave a name to this. There's a bit of a technique called the drill. Think about, so jack is when you step on the same note a bunch, like a jackhammer. A drill is when you just alternate. It's like a
You're
jack,
doing
but
pretty good.
alternating instead of the same note. Not very good at him, but,
Fantastic.
or jacks. Okay. So yeah, this song I believe was a 13. Maybe I should talk about that. So as I mentioned, I'm not like super amazing player. I don't use the bar. 15 is I've passed a couple 15s. I'm not doing anything quite that hard today because I want to be able to finish the set list strong. So I'm playing a little down. So 13 is about the toughest I'll be doing today. But yeah, there's so much crazy stuff you can do. I'm not particularly good compared to a lot of the players out there, but I have fun. And that's all I want out of the game. If you want to get into this game, it is free to download. That's the whole idea. It's freeware DDR that you can play on your computer. This pad that I'm standing on was not free. This is an LTEC with a custom panel. Cost me about $400, shipped from Poland. Very expensive, but it will last. You can buy, plastic pads from thrift stores or maybe find them online, but they go real quick. They move under you. I would recommend. Yes, I would get a soft pad to figure out if you're gonna stick with it. But once you figured out that you like it, get the real deal. And also on lower difficulties, the pad's not gonna move because you're not jumping around as much. Alright, so this song, if you pay attention to the background, you'll see that they're playing DDR at parts. This song also has a lot of foot switches. Some marked like this. These things, you can double tap them, but you can also treat them as foot switches. Sort of up to you what you want to do. And I like how the foot switch indicators let you know, oh, there'll be foot switches around. Look out for that. Special effects. I really like this part.
You're doing pretty good.
They keep the different colored notes. They just change which theme it's on, I guess. You can still parse it out, but it matches with the background. And here they have the foot switch indicators. It's easier to not do foot switches. At least I find it easier to not do them.
Not an ordinary fella.
Whew. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, this is one of the charts that I first learned what foot switches are and why I want to use them. Because it's just it makes it so you have to put your feet over here, but then you want your feet over here. The easiest way to do that is to do a little foot switchy. Whew. All right. Whew. Oh, hey Bearcade. Sorry, I didn't respond to you. Middle of the thing, almost done. One more song. All right. So, getting on to the end of our exhibition, we got one more song. Let's get into it.
Select option.
All right. So, for those of you who don't know what this song is, this is there was a game called The Farewell Medley, and it had a lot of cool stuff in it, but one of the things it notably had was a DDR section, like a DDR minigame. So what I've done is I've taken the song and recreated the chart in Stepmania. Because that is a thing this game can do. You can make custom charts. Most of the charts in the game are fan created.
You're not an ordinary fella.
So, yeah. And I had never made a chart before. I was able to learn this pretty quick. Granted, this chart doesn't have any of the fancy stuff in it, but you too could
You're doing pretty good.
join the community and start making charts. Even if you don't have a pad, a lot of people do play on keyboard. You can make keyboard charts.
Absolutely wonderful.
This is the hard version of the chart. There's an even, well,
You're
I
doing
think it's
pretty
actually,
good.
it's not the hardest version. It is quite a long song. Most DDR songs end up getting, with short versions, like truncated to 2 minutes. But this was part of the fan game and so didn't
An ordinary fella.
necessarily follow that rule. Though it is actually truncated, it's like a 5.5 minute song, but
Grab my
the
heart.
chart's only 4 minutes long. So yeah,
Okay.
if you're interested in Stepmania, I'd be glad to help anyone find out how to get into it.
You move smoothly. 100 combo.
It does take a little to get into it. I started playing in probably 2003,
Absolutely wonderful.
but I did take, you know, almost a decade gap in the middle, so kind of might misrepresent the amount of time I've played. But most of my skill I have came from when I was younger. I haven't really improved that much since I came back. But there's tons of people who like have played way less than me and are way better.
Good. Good. Keep
You know,
on
a big
going.
stopgap at first might be just being able to keep up with the endurance of dancing for the whole song.
Good. Good.
But that
Keep on going. 100 combo.
goes away with practice.
Perfect.
Alright. Like I said,
Select music.
chart goes on a bit, but the song goes on a bit with the chart. So, yeah. This has been a fan game marathon submission video, and hope in the groove. Stepmania, Project Outfox, whatever you want to call it, is accepted. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and yeah. All right, I'll hey Bio has it. Is anyone still in the chat? Sorry, I was recording a thing. All right. Looks like y'all are. Anyway. Okay.